Well, ever since I first started looking at RVs, I pretty much heard one general theme carried out by most people, which is RVs are junk. And even people that own them testify kind of RVs are not made well. And I've now owned two RVs. So from my experience, not my theory, not my just my actual experience. That's what this is based on. And if you do the research based on the general consensus of RVs, people who honestly review them, people who've owned them, and even people who sell them sometimes, they'll tell you, for the most part, they're junk, even if they don't use that word. But let's get into it. I want to share with you the specific reasons beyond cosmetic. That's what I want to start with. Beyond cosmetic, like, you know, after you're at a certain age, you don't care about the cabinets aren't made well, right? Like I would hear that all the time. Well, the cabinets aren't really made of real wood, or you don't really care about that, you know. And a lot of the RVs look good, but the problem is air quality. Toxic air quality, unhealthy air quality. Why? Because the materials used, the insulation and the glue and the upholstery, etc., have high levels of formaldehyde. Look up formaldehyde, look up FEMA trailers after Hurricane Katrina, and you will see that most of the people after Hurricane Katrina that got placed in travel trailers and motorhomes, they had to go to the hospital for formaldehyde poisoning. Some people don't react negative to the air quality in RVs. But remember, most people don't live full-time in their RV. They have an RV for what it stands for, recreational vehicle. People have a home and an RV. They go camping on the weekends or for a couple weeks on vacation. You don't really know how your body will be affected by this toxic air quality until you live in the travel trailer for several months. And some people may still not be affected, but it's a real thing. Look up formaldehyde, look up off-gassing, and look up air quality in travel trailers, motorhomes, fifth wheels, and mobile homes. And formaldehyde is in a lot of things, even in conventional homes. But remember, an RV is a small living quarters, okay? And most of them, just about all of them, are under 300 square feet, and many of them are under 100 square feet. So you have a small area with not a lot of air circulation per se, because even if you have windows, remember, you have a small space, you have formaldehyde off-gassing, and you're ingesting this toxic material, or this toxic gas, I should say, that's used in embalming fluid. That's right, when you die, like the body. And what does it cause? Asthmatic symptoms, shortness of breath. I've experienced that. Splitting headaches. I want to tell you from my experience, it's the worst. And many other issues, respiratory issues, headaches, a lot of things, nausea. So I would say that alone, anything toxic is a deal breaker for me. Why? Nothing is worth in life that you have to deal with that's toxic. There's everything in life has negativity, a little bit, but too much negativity. If you have more negativity than positivity, that's toxicity. That means we're all dying, we're all terminally ill, right? But toxicity means that it is a rapid rate of death, basically, whether emotionally or physically. And we're talking physically here as far as air. Air is one of the essential part of life. And when air quality is bad, I don't care. Guys, this is what I want to tell you. I've had a HEPA air filter. Okay, I've had circulating fans, ventilation out the wazoo. You can get all that you want. Okay. For some people, it's still not going to help. And even for those that it doesn't affect them, they're still breathing it in. Something you have to think about. When you're talking about full-time RV living, not vacationing, RV living. Okay. And so that's number one. Formaldehyde, off-gassing, poor air quality. Okay. Nothing is worth your health. I don't care how much you think you're going to save. Okay? So that's number one thing. And the top thing, okay, you remember that top thing that makes RVs junk, air quality. And remember that, and two, it gets even worse over time. Like some people say, here's the counter argument. Some people will say, well, the off-gassing stops after 3 to 5 years. I've had trailers that were 5 years and older, still off-gassing. And then you got a problem with mold because the walls are not made of like standard sheetrock and proper insulation. Eventually, those walls, moisture penetrates them. Remember, this is not a house. This is a recreational vehicle. The moisture penetrates them one way or another. And that's a breathing ground now for mold. So you can't win, guys. They're junk. And, so number one thing is poor air quality. Two, again, you don't have standard wall, standard roof. So moisture is going to penetrate your enclosure, your RV, your vehicle more than standard. You have materials within it that even if they look nice, they're going to decay quicker because a lot of even the leather couches and even the cabinetry, they look nice if you buy it brand new, but you'll see how quick those materials are not like standard furniture, standard appliances, standard countertops. They go down quick. Cosmetically, though, you can deal with their junk. You can deal with the fake leather's going to rip, the countertops are going to come off, the door's hinge is going to be off. You can deal with that. Those cosmetic junk. You can't deal with poor air quality. You can't deal with the poor wall insulation and mold. And then the other factor is obviously depreciation. It's going down in value. Again, the pandemic for that short period of time was the exception, right? When there was no supply and the only way to travel was locally, so everyone wanted an RV. But am I anti-RV? Well, now I am. I mean, if you're going to use it recreational, or even if you're going to full-time it, not everyone's affected. But I am, and I've experienced it, and I wouldn't invest another dollar in an RV. Even though they look great, even though I still like the look of a Class B, they're made from the same manufacturer, same materials. And I've been in a lot of RVs. Look at all my RV reviews. I've been in Airstreams. Okay. I've been in $300,000 motorhomes. And I will say, look, you may have a better shot with like a tab trailer made by the Amish or, the Airstreams. You may have a better shot. But again, I've been in $300,000 RVs, and guys, the materials are what they are. As far as, again, air quality, it's a vehicle, and it's going to deteriorate. It's not going to hold up like housing. So if it's recreational, it's one thing. It's a full-time, another thing. So believe me, I don't want to make this video because I thought I found a solution for cheaper housing, especially if you buy a piece of land that you could put the RV, whether in the country or RV lot in a mobile home community or something like that. But for me, not for everyone, for me, I got to share my experience, is you get sick, air quality long term, and you're living close to others, but it's just air quality. I mean, that's the number one thing makes it junk, period. Air quality. Negative, man, negative, very negative. So you're better off in a regular car. Why? Well, because or converting a van yourself and putting the own materials that you know. Why? Because a car, from my experience, 5 years, 6, 7 years, being in and out of a car living, is that I've had no issue with air quality. And I would say same thing with a van, you'd be better. But when you get to the RV manufacturers, the insulation they put in the vehicles, the materials they use, that's toxic. Because they're trying to construct this this housing, and they use these formaldehyde materials, and it produces off-gas. It does. Look it up. Could they use something else? Yeah, I mean, that's why maybe you got shot with the Amish, with the tab trailers or something like that, but you don't really know an RV till you lived in it for more than 3 months. Some people are not affected, but if you are affected, it's a big risk. Why? You don't want to get sick from your home. You don't want to have asthma, splitting headaches, coughing, throwing up, nausea. That's junk. I mean, you're inhaling junk air. So certainly you can get that in an apartment, right? There's mold in an apartment, etc. So this is any type of housing. But, so I'm not saying the air quality can't be affected in any housing. But in my experience in different housing situations, in some areas it's easier to mitigate because you have a bigger space. Even a smaller apartment is bigger than most RVs. You have certain materials that can be constructed or redone in a certain way, especially if you own it. I mean, if you're renting, if it's bad air quality, then you gotta go somewhere else. So you're not responsible for it. I'm not gonna live here. So, yeah, RVs for the L, a regular car or van for the win till you find a home base that's a single family house or a condo. Or you're one of the people that have lived for months in an RV, it doesn't affect you, and you're willing to take that risk. And I understand that. I'm not mad at that because I tried it. You got to be able to try it. But it didn't work for me. RVs are junk, man. I wouldn't buy them. I wouldn't spend $1. I don't care if it's a $15,000 travel trailer or a $150,000 Class B. I've been in them all. Look at my videos. And they all have that same RV scent. After you spend 2 months in them, you're going to have problems if you're sensitive to the chemicals. And certainly you're going to see the cosmetic junk you're going to see, but that you can deal with, I guess, if you want to. But where are you going to park it? In a parking lot, in a campground, in a mobile home community? You'd have your own land. What you do? How you going to work that out, man? The module homes, the mobile homes, you may have a better shot there. But the RVs themselves, I wish it wasn't the case because I thought it was easy and simple. But thumbs down. They're junk. That's my video. Click the thumbs up. Click the super thanks. Click the join. Share the video. Peace.